So this year we have created a new form of GoaFest.
We are not competing with each other over here. We are collaborating with each other.
Even media has to be creatively planned.
They're binge watching for 3, 4, 5, 6 hours together.
You can become a brand in say 2 months.
To drive that generative AI, you need a human brain.
Is advertising dad? Hello and welcome to a very special show. We are at Goa Fest, organized by Advertising Agencies Association of India and the Advertising Club. And I have with me two gentlemen who have been integral part of this organizing of this fest, making it home to Goa. All the advertising professionals coming here at this particular venue. I have with me Jaideep Gandhi, chairman of Goa Fest Organizing Committee, and also joining him is Mohit Joshi, co-chairman of Goa Fest Organizing Committee. Gentlemen, welcome to the show. I would have otherwise said, you would have welcomed me to this fest. But as the curtains come down today, how do you look back at this festival, especially this edition of 2023?
Okay. So for us, the curtain doesn't go down today. It opens for the next year. Right. We already started preparing for the next year. And all the learnings of this year will surely make the next year better. So basically it doesn't end. That's my one point. Secondly, how did it go? Much better than what we had expected. Of course, even the rains have cooperated. We were worried about rains this year. That has helped a lot. So the rain gods have been blessing us. And the kind of speakers, the kind of, we got clients this year, which was very important. And we are very thankful to the entire industry to become, to come as one entity and create the new Goa Fest. So this year we have created a new form of Goa Fest where there is inclusivity in form of like I said, from clients, from associations. We had ASCII, we had IA, we had AFA. We had a roadshow of the Ad Asia Seoul, which is happening in October. So Goa Fest is slowly from a fest becoming a platform to bigger things. Like even advertising rocks, giving our own members a platform to show their skill was a new initiative which did. We were worried how it will go, but we were surprised by the response we got. So all about, in one word, inclusivity. That's what we made Goa Fest all about.
Mohit, every year it goes bigger and better, and I think it has found home in place of Goa. How do you see Goa adding the charm to Goa Fest, or is it the people coming, the entire brigade of the advertising community coming here? How do you see this fest?
I think it is a mix of both of them. So Goa is definitely important because when you come to Goa, there is a different state of mind, and you can't be doing these things in any other place, in my view. So Goa is definitely important. At the same time, equally important is the fact that all of us are coming together. As JD said, it's inclusive. We are not competing with each other over here. We are collaborating with each other. All agencies which are otherwise competing with each other in the regular environment are collaborating and creating something far bigger for the larger industry. So that's what is the theme of Goa.
Yeah. Okay, Jaideep, at that point, theme of this festival was future of creativity. How do you see the future of creativity with respect to this medium of yours?
So it's very challenging to sustain, to grow. We need to be creative in all aspects, not only in creative by literal sense, but I think even HR is today needs to be creative. Okay, so to get the right talent on board, to retain them. So retention and attraction both. So it's creativity all about how even CFOs in our agencies have to be creative to get that little more marginal space. Yeah, and media is not. So my only perception is like we want to break that perception that creative is only equal to creative by itself. Even media has to be creatively planned. Programmatic planning, geo-targeting, it's all creativity across. And with the technology which is coming in, I would surely like to pay respect to one person who said it very well, is Piyush Pandey. When he was asked that, if this technology, the way it's coming up, apps and this, so will creativity exist? His answer was, even to use the creativity, you require the big idea. So it's always going to remain. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Uh, I'd like to ask you a very specific question. He touched a little part of technology and more importantly digital part of it. Earlier, the ads were restricted to print or maybe radio. The seconds were maybe 10 seconds, 20 seconds, 30 seconds you would deliver a communication. There existed a long form communication also with respect to television. There's this format of maybe a 60-minute or a 30-minute kind of a content. Today, with respect to digital, all these media houses have also shifted to shorts or reels or what they say. How do you see your scope of communications with respect to this the modern change that has happened? Because earlier we used to would like to watch longer format of content for entertainment or even infotainment for that matter. Today the world has changed. How do you see that?
So in my view, both long and short form will exist. In fact, yesterday, Prasoon Joshi said a very important thing. He said that on one hand, we are all talking about reels and all in which every 2-3 seconds is important. On the other hand, you have people who are doing binge watching. They're binge watching for 3, 4, 5, 6 hours together. So it's not that we are not going to be consuming long form content. It's just the way brands have to be integrated in it. And as far as communications concerned, I think it's going through a phenomenal change, as you rightly said, from just a 30-minute to a 30-seconder to a 30-minute today. And who knew before the pandemic that your online sales platforms will become so important. Yesterday, Rajan Anandan was talking about just the online platforms advertising growing to 1 lakh crores in 5 years' time. Today the entire industry is at 1 lakh crores, the entire advertising industry. And he was saying in 5 years' time, just the online, and not just the online, but just the the e-commerce part of it will become 1 lakh crores. So these are phenomenal numbers, and the rate of change is something that we just can't predict. So exciting times ahead is all I can say.
With respect to e-commerce, I'd like to ask you another thing is, has pandemic just kind of pushed the entire digital revolution that we might have experienced over maybe 5 to 10 years, and it has just speed dialed it and say it has been incorporated in a year's time? And how are brands, more importantly, and advertising professionals coping to this digital media? Because I see a lot of even the SMEs coming and pumping up money with respect to digital advertisement. The tier 2, tier 3 cities are also now getting on that particular bandwagon. How do you see this?
The right person to answer this question.
So yesterday, and I'm again using learnings from here itself, Rajan Anandan was telling us how the second, third city startups are going to be funded big time, and as you rightly said, they are going to be coming and advertising in a big way. Not so much the top ones, because that's where the profitability is becoming important. So online has completely revolutionized the way we used to think about advertising, media, communication, everything. And the last 3 years have been has seen a breakneck growth, which was never predicted. So we are not even sure what will happen in the next 5 years, because who knew 3 years back that e-commerce will become so important, or digital will overtake television, which has already happened in 2022. Digital is the largest advertising medium and television is the second largest. Nobody knew that will happen. So I think the rate of change is huge, and technology is disrupting everything. You don't know what is going to happen tomorrow. And with generative AI coming in, things are going to be very, very different. And that's the reason why we had, the future of creativity is here as a theme, because generative AI has become something that is being used by practically everybody, all of us.
Life, yeah.
I just want to add one important point which I've observed is previously, over the years, brands need to, work for 10 years, 15, 20 years to become a brand, from a company to a brand. Okay, and lots of money, and you need to be omnipresent everywhere. But now, due to digital and social media, you can become a brand in say 2 months. That's the biggest change which I am seeing.
I'd like to continue on that particular point. Is life usually is very hectic for everybody in general. For media and advertising professional, it is the same. You were on a break, kind of a meditative break with respect to this festival. what is the learning that you have taken, and more importantly, the trends that will shape up the next couple of years, or maybe the next season? How do you see the trends coming up?
Yeah, like I said in one word, it's inclusivity, and more than that is collaboration. Like, but the way Nick Law rightly explained, that the way to go ahead is collaboration. So collaboration of ideas, collaboration of people, collaboration of brands. I think that's the way forward. Maybe that is the future of creativity, collaboration.
I'm tempted to ask about AI because there's a lot of skepticals happening. You are from the industry. You know a lot better than what the other people know. How do you see AI coming into, for that matter, media per se, or even for that matter, advertising? Because now I was just attending the session of Tabu and Rana, and they said you will end up having an avatar of yours and you will be working from home. So you can revisit a movie which you did 15, 20 years and still have that kind of a character going. How do you see AI revolutionizing?
Generative AI is going to change everything. Creativity is going to be changing continuously. But to drive that generative AI, you need a human brain. And even if Tabu sits at home and keeps earning money, you need a Tabu at home. Unless the Tabu is at home, the avatar of Tabu will not be able to do anything, because the avatar of Tabu will need to be changed, programmed, updated, improved on an ongoing basis. That only Tabu and a human mind can do.
Very true. How do you see the future of not the creativity but the future of Goa Fest over the long run?
Yeah, very interesting question, and I have a ready-made answer for this. So I go back to Sam Balsara's vision, and last year he went up on stage and said, I want to give you all a target. So target is we should have 9,000 delegates and you should go on the stadium, the Goa Stadium. So yeah, that's the future of Goa Fest.
Yeah, I mean, I will agree with him. We want to make it much larger, and this is my first year of active engagement with Goa Fest. So would love to see this target getting fulfilled very soon.
One final question is, we hear sometimes advertising is dead and content is the king. So even the influencers, maybe the people, the way brands used to advertise, the things have changed, the communication mode has changed. Is advertising dead?
I will answer to it. Even content needs to be advertised, right?
Mohit?
Yeah, absolutely. And content is also advertising.
Yeah.
When a person is binge watching, he's seeing content, and there is a lot of advertising that's happening over there which we are not aware of, and which is not on the face, and which is where latent advertising becomes very important, or latent placement of brands becomes very important. So advertising will never die.
I think all work and no play makes me a lazy guy. I think here at Goa Fest I can see a lot of fun happening, a lot of play happening, and also work which will shape up the next couple of years, a couple of months of the industry that you guys represent. Gentlemen, pleasure it was to have a word with you. Thank you for sharing in-depth knowledge of what happened here at the Goa Fest.
Can I correct one point which you made? So you made about all work and that. So I just, for us, Goa Fest is completely all work, but we take it as a play. Yeah. That's the difference. Thank you.
I think that shows on the faces of yours. Thank you. Pleasure it was. Thank you.